Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is February 18th, 2025. That is 4 years and 11 months of Torah every single weekday morning, finding each other from every corner of the world, knowing that we'll be there to learn together, to comfort each other, to strengthen each other. What a gift it has been to be here with all of you. So, Mirav and Kate, Ron, it's good to see you. Hi, Jacqueline. Good morning. Hi, Adele. Carl, Boker Tov. Patricia and Lisa, Tara, Carl, Chana, sending love to Jerusalem. So good to see you. Thanks for anchoring us in Yerushalayim. Ron and Lisa, Jonathan, good to see you. You have, Sherry, you are having surgery tomorrow, so we are going to be thinking of you, praying for you. Rosa, you are offering today's learning for Tzachi Idan, one of the hostages, and for his family. And you're saying they don't know if he is alive, and this is an especially tough week. It certainly is. It is a very tough week for us, for specifically for the families of the hostages and everyone. Fabrice sending love to Paris. Joyce, good to see you. Arlene and Debbie, Boker Tov, good to see you too. Judy, Cynthia, Sharon, Boker Tov. All right, let's see who else is here. Angela and Siona, Deborah, sending love to Ohio. Barbara and Sunday, Anya, Helen, Linda, sending love to Florida. Stacy and Gail, Barbara, also sending love to West Palm Beach. Natalie and Jack, Jack sending love to Ohio. Deborah and Lydia, Boker Tov. All right, let's take a breath, friends. We're going to do some learning. Here we go. Oh, Caroline, you're in Miami. Lucky you. Very, very happy for you. Hi, Arlene. Okay. Guitars in the shop. We're going to do this a cappella. Ya la 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 la. Diddy I la la la. Diddy I la 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 la. I la la la. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah la'asok b'divrei Torah Hafoch ba והפוך בה לעסוק בדברי תורה. Today I lie, 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 lie. Today I lie, lie, lie. Today I lie, 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 lie. I lie, lie. Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you. It's broadcast 1243. It is day 501 of war. There's a lot to talk about, but the most important thing we can share is that it was just confirmed a few moments ago, that we will receive 4 of our loved ones who are no longer alive this Thursday, released from captivity after more than 501 days. And please God, we will be receiving 6 living hostages, the final ones in this first phase of the ceasefire, this coming Shabbat. So before we do anything else, friends, let's pray that this is what happens, that at least 6 living beloveds are returned to us this week. Let's pray for the families of those who are no longer alive, who will be coming home, so that we can show them proper respect and chesed shalamet, what tradition calls an act of true love, taking care of someone when they die. Let's pray for the families of those whose loved ones aren't on either of those lists. Let's pray for our people, because we don't know who's no longer alive from the list of 14 remaining hostages in this first phase of the ceasefire deal. There are 73 total people, including those who are no longer alive, and we want them home now. So join with me, friends, in offering our hearts, specifically to the hostages' families and loved ones. And take good care of yourself as we say such things, because this is not an easy time. This, as I read one commentator just a few moments ago, this might be as hard a week as it was at the end of August when we learned of the 6 hostages who had been murdered. And so, take good care of yourself. Take good care of our people, and of course, Sharon, as you've said, our soldiers who are in harm's way defending us. I want to look at this Parsha, but it is incredibly important that we look at the Parsha with eyes wide open, with a historical consciousness, with the devotion to knowing our history, and acting based on the wisdom that we have earned through very harsh lessons over the thousands of years of our history. I know that sounds so big, but it is really, really important for us to hold on to all of these truths and to know that our ancestors are holding us, holding our hearts, and that we are called to be good ancestors to those descendants to come. And so we look at this Parsha, and I want to read from a very special Tanakh, friends. This Tanakh, this Hebrew Bible, was given to me by a group of Israeli leaders, modern Orthodox leaders from Israel, who UJA brought from Israel years ago for a beautiful way of coming to know each other. And I remember them being told, by them that we were brothers and sisters. And they said, we want more of this. We really want more of this. So we're going to give you something that brothers and sisters share. And so they handed me this Tanakh, and we sang a little bit together. We learned a little bit together. And it is this gift from my sisters and brothers, from our sisters and brothers, that I hold in my hand and read from today. It's Parshat Mishpatim. And while most people think about Mishpatim as the laws, the dense collection of laws that are in this week's Parsha, it is also the case that we have a very strange section that ends the giving of the laws. This is chapter 24, beginning with verse 7. I'm going to read a little bit in Hebrew and then do a free translation of it. ויקח ספר הברית ויקרא באוזני העם ויאמרו כל אשר דיבר אדוני נעשה ונשמע. ויקח משה את הדם ויזרוק על העם ויאמר הנה דם הברית אשר כרת אדוני עמכם על כל הדברים האלה. It's a very powerful section of text. It says, and then Moses, who had received the tablets, the 10 Commandments, on Har Sinai, on Mount Sinai, he took the Book of the Covenant, which is what the Torah is called, and he read it in the ears of the people, and they said, Kol asher diber Adonai, everything God has said, na'aseh v'nishma. We will do, and then we will understand. We commit. And that is a fascinating part of any relationship. In fact, I remember running with a friend who was a couples therapist. We ran a couples workshop during the month of Elul. Over the summer, the month of Elul leads into Rosh Hashanah, and it's a time for repairing relationships, both atonement between people and God, but maybe more importantly, trying to help people find the best in each other, forgive, take responsibility, build a healthy relationship. I remember he said something like this, that infatuation is nature's trick to get you to commit to something you would never commit to otherwise, which means in the first blush of love, we make a covenant that if we knew everything that was to come, we might be slower to make. But here are our ancestors representing us, covenant with God, an eternal covenant, born not of infatuation, but in the rush of freedom, the rush of meeting each other in the most miraculous of circumstances. And I know, of course, that sounds one-sided. We were slaves and then we were freed, and God is God and always has been and always will be. But how powerful it is to think about God entering into history to covenant God's self to a people whose eternity is determined by transmission. We live forever. God is forever. That's the way the covenant works. The eternity is shared, and we enter into it without knowing what history will offer or demand. What a powerful concept it is to hear this reading of the covenant by Moses to the people, and the people saying, Naaseh, we are in VeNishmah. Now talk to us about this. I say that to the couples that I'm blessed to officiate at their weddings, that when they accept the ketubah, the wedding contract, what they are accepting is not just the words that are on it, but all the things they will find out afterwards in the context of their relationship. They are accepting in advance conditions that they could never possibly know before they become real. And I know that sounds very spiritual and detached, maybe esoteric, but listen to the verse that happens exactly afterwards. This is the Hebrew that I read a second ago. First, Moses reads the covenant. Moses then took the blood of the sacrifices that had been offered. This is a little bit strange coming up, letting you know. And he threw it on the people, the blood, and said, "This is the blood of the covenant that God has covenanted with you upon, or based upon, all of these things." Think about what this means. And no one really knows. I'm not going to offer something that ties this up in a bow, but I am going to say that this is a strange twofold presentation. Moses reads the language of the covenant, and then Moses throws the blood onto the people. Another way of saying this is that we are physically implicated in the covenant our ancestors made. We are part of an eternal relationship with the universe and its creator. And I know that all people of faith would say such things. They have different language. We all have different languages for it. But we believe that we are here in relationship with the divine. Our ancestors began that path, covenanted us to it without knowing what would unfold, but it is a blood covenant. It is a promise that we carry in our blood with our bodies. We know that that is true when our bodies are implicated in the ongoing unfolding of Jewish history. But we should also know that within our souls, that we made a promise to show up and to always be here. So that when we say Am Yisrael Chai, we are speaking to our ancestors and to our descendants. We are the current moment of this covenant. But the only way for us to fulfill it is to make sure that we show up with our bodies and souls ready to do what is necessary so that descendants to come can look back both at history and maybe at precious, precious inheritances like the Torah itself, like the rest of Tanakh, the rest of the Hebrew Bible, and yes, even to this moment of Jewish history. We are called. So for all the strangeness of this text and the density of the laws of Parshat Mishpatim, what a gift it is, friends, for us to know that we belong to each other, we belong to our ancestors, and our descendants belong to us. We earn that. We earn that right. We earn that blessing. We earn this privilege by connecting to the blood covenant of our ancestors, by owning it with our bodies, and by passing it forward with passion, devotion, and love to descendants to come. Naaseh VeNishmah. We are in. Let's keep talking about it. Friends, send your hearts to the east this week more than ever. Pray for the lives of those we will, please God, be able to help in the very beginning of their healing. Pray for the strength of Am Yisrael to hold onto the grief that is to come. Pray for yourself to feel strong, resilient, healthy, healing, potent, loved, As we send our hearts to the east, let's make sure that our hearts are tended to as well. We have work ahead. It is sacred, it is hard. We are together in it, and we are not alone. Kolon balevam VeNishmah Nefesh Yehudi Homiya Ulefatei Mizrach Kadima Ayin Letzion Sophia Od lo avda tikvateinu Hatikva bat shnot alpayim Liot am chofshi be'artzeinu Eretz Tzion v'Yerushalayim Liot am chofshi be'artzeinu Eretz Tzion v'Yerushalayim. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow.